Well, got me a new canopy, found it on the market space, only it didn't look like this. It's an A.R.E. utility topper, and it was white and it was on an old work truck. Today, I'm going to show you what I did, what was wrong with it, what I fixed. And I'll even give you a breakdown of how much it all costs, because I was surprised myself. Grab a cheap cold one, welcome to Boondock Haverlock. This one's going to be fun. Oh, there it is. Under 200 bucks on the market space. It's a utility topper. It doesn't have the toolbox in there. It's got just the flap that opens up to the inside. It's got a couple things, dents, scratches, but that's it. The back window looks really good. You know, you got a little metal grate in there. And then there's the reason why it was under 200 bucks. That window's gone. We're gonna fix that up. We're gonna probably plug a couple holes in there. It's got a nice vent as well. There's just a lot of little things that got to be done, but the big thing is we're gonna clean it up and possibly put a like a bed liner on it, black. We'll see how it goes. We just got to get it off the truck and start working on it. I don't think that thing's ever been washed before. It got a little bit cleaner. A lot of that stuff got off with the power washer. But stuff like that, what else we got? Stuff like that little dent. Now we just got to sand the thing before we paint it. Well, now it's time to sand it down. Got a random orbit, some 80 grit. We're gonna go ahead and sand it. I apologize for the wind if there is any. It's a little more windy than I want it to be, but I don't got a fancy paint booth or a garage. See how this goes. Again, I apologize for the wind. That random orbit's done. And I don't know if you can see it on here, but the different color in the paint, you can see where the white is. And basically this was just to rough it up so the paint will stick to it. And we're gonna do a couple coats, just a flat black, and then we're gonna do a spray-on bed liner out of a can because, well, this is a budget build, and I used all my budget buying my truck, so we're gonna see how much this is gonna cost us. And right now, I think we're doing pretty good. Now time to get the hand sandpaper out and start doing that. Everything's taped off that I don't want to get paint on, like the front window. Back window, the handle, and the handle over there. Now I'm gonna wipe it down, get it nice and clean, and by that I mean using this old t-shirt to wipe it down. All right, this thing's been prepped. You know, bodywork's been done immaculately. Everything looks great. Everything's taped off. Everything's gonna be perfect. This is gonna be a two-stage paint job. Stage one, Rust-Oleum flat black, American accents. That's how you know it's good. The second stage is the Hobo Freight Special truck bed coating. You know, 2 stages. 1, 2. So as you can tell, the wind is killing me right now, but it's a fog coating. It's a light coat for the primer before I go ahead and put that truck bed liner on, but she's got a coat on her. Took 2 cans. And my hand is covered in black paint from the wind. Good times. Well, there's stage 1 done and dried. Everything taped off, all the trim that I didn't want to spray bed liner on. I guess we're just going to see how this bed liner goes. The wind has calmed down a little bit, so that should make things a little bit easier. I guess we'll find out. Well, it's starting to get dark. I've got 3 coats. Took a coat, a can of coat. I don't know. 3 coats, 3 cans. It turned out a little bit. I was a little worried when I first was looking at it because a little uneven, but right now, see the top does look a little uneven. I think that's just going to dry up. I'll probably throw another coat on here before the end of the day, but I just wanted you to get in here and look at it before it got too dark. I did decide to tape off all the trim and all that because I didn't want to put the liner and have it on there. I thought it'd be a good contrast between the two. I did not do the back door, and there's a reason for that. I'm probably going to do another coat of either regular flat or satin on that, and you know, as an overlander, you gotta have a place to put all your stickers. So that's where all the stickers are going. Anyway, that's what she looks like. Probably throw another coat on there, and then when it's light again, I'll take all the tape off and have the big reveal. And then we're gonna tell you what we're gonna do with that window hole and how we're gonna fix that. All right, now that she's all painted, we're gonna go ahead and address that window, which for temporary, we're gonna put in a little piece of plywood, silicone it in. We just gotta get the rest of this broken glass out, which we're just kind of cutting, and it seems to be pretty good. We'll get that out, and then we'll put in a piece of wood. Oh yeah, we recruited a little help. This is my father-in-law, Troy. Say hi, Troy.
Hi, Troy.
We're gonna get to work. So we're going to use to plug it is this 4x8 sheet of, what is it, Luan? And we're going to get it cut, put it up there and measure it, and then we'll get it to fit in. We're going to silicone it in and paint it and all that fun stuff.
And we'll just hold it nice and tight up against there.
How much you got enough?
Yeah, I got an inch past the outside, so.
Okay, and I'm pretty close to that. That's where you're holding it.
We can always connect dots if we have to.
I think that's what he's trying to do.
if this one screws up, we got enough to do at least one more, maybe two.
You may have to shimmy her down a little bit, but you need to.
All right, so we traced the window out. That's the inside line right there. We want about a 1/4 inch outside. That's where we're gonna cut it. And then we'll trim around there and see how she fits. We got the window all cut out and it fits. And before we go ahead and silicone it in, this is a trick I learned when I replaced the bunks on a boat trailer. Fiberglass resin. We put that on there, gonna seal it up, and then that way if water does get on it or under the paint that we're gonna put on it, it's gonna be sealed up and it's not gonna rot. And that's gonna be the biggest problem, is leaking and this wood getting soft and getting rotten and crumbling before we actually replace the whole window at some point. But let's go ahead and get this done.
Get a smoother surface. And then paint.
I used a roller on the bunks.
Oh, you did.
All right, the fiberglass resin's on it. That one was no help at all, but she's cute. And we got about 2 hours to let it dry, scuff it up, paint it, and then we're gonna see about sealing it in there. After we clean the old glass adhesive as much as possible, we ran a small bead of caulk around the frame. This will help seal and hopefully hold the wood into the original window frame. At some point, I may end up getting a whole new window. But in the meantime, check out my mad caulking skills.
You good down this end? You good down that end?
It's inside. I think we might. After this sets, we're probably gonna put another bead of caulk because I put it along the top. But let's get.
Like I say, you're not going to be able to. Okay, just do it to right about there. And then we'll get this in. Feeling it snap in? Oh yeah.
After we got the wood set into the frame, we had to install the original rubber seal that was around the broken window. This ended up being one of the most frustrating things on the entire canopy. Except for painting the wind, that was irritating as anything. We decided to put a second bead of caulk where the seal sort of snapped into place on top of the wood and into a little channel under where the wood was caulked into the frame. I didn't get a picture of it, but it makes sense to me. We had to take our time and make sure it snapped in before we got too far.
Can't do anything without the supervisor. Right?
Now on the last two corners, I think we were just moving a little too fast because we ended up stretching the seal out a little bit. We had to cut about an inch off of the end of it when it all came together. We're using a small flathead screwdriver to push the inner lip over the metal window seat. In the end, we got it, and it totally looks factory. Well, that's what the replacement window looks like. Looks pretty good, I think. Now I just gotta get it on the truck. Got it on the truck. It definitely looks better than it did white. I'm extremely happy with the way the spray-on bed liner turned out. So you can see it's got a nice rough texture to it. Yeah, you can see where it's a little heavy and dripped, but this stuff seems pretty durable. It's got a different sound than the aluminum. It seems to, I think it's gonna be a little tougher. I guess time will tell. The doors do open. That's the back side of the wooden window. Inside, you know, it's just your normal aluminum topper. Got it with C-clamps right now. I'm waiting for the right clamps to be delivered before I can clamp it down properly, but that's gonna hold it for now. Everything on this thing works. Don't have keys for the locks, but you know, the window itself turned out really good. That's where some caulk got away from us a little bit, but that, I mean, if you're just kind of glance at it, it looks like it's exactly the same as the aluminum. It's just wood. But everything, like I said, turned out really well. I might have to throw a bead of caulk underneath here just as kind of a precaution. Overall, I'm really happy with it. The way it turned out better than I expected, and it was a lot cheaper than I expected too. So let's go over the numbers and we'll see what we got. All right, so let's go over them numbers, but you know me, gotta have a cheap cold one on hand. This one happens to be a National Bohemian from the great city of Baltimore, Maryland. Troy brought this down to me. Thanks, Troy. All right. So, like I said, the actual canopy, topper, cap, truck shell, whatever you want to call it. My wife, Jessie, found it looking 5 minutes on Market Space. I've been looking for months. That was $180, and it was because of the broken window. You guys saw that, and well, we fixed it. The paint for all the primer and the bed liner, they were $10 a can. So on that, that's a total of, I used 3 cans of the primer and the 2 cans of the primer and 1 of the satin black. So that's $30 there, and 4 cans of the bed liner. Now I probably could have got away with 3, but that 4th one made the was able to coat the window and then get you that little extra coat on top of it. That was $40 for a total of $70 in paint. The caulk was $9. The Luan we used for a full sheet, a 4x8 sheet, was $27. And I have 3 things that I still need to get. The clamps to hold it down. I got a bed seal or rubber seal that goes along the bottom of the canopy to seal it against the bed of the truck, to kind of, right now there's a little gap, but that'll take that up. And then I got 2 of the T-handles for the window, because right now it's closed, there's no way to open it from the outside. The clamps were $35, the bed seal was $33, the handle was $26. That total is $380. That's all I spent on a topper that you can easily spend $5,000 to $6,000 for a new one. I'm calling that a big old win. Now, the other thing I used was that fiberglass resin. I had that already, and I used that for the bunks on my boat trailer when I had to replace those. So I had bought that a year ago, 2 years ago, and that was $35. So if you add that in there, $415 is the total amount spent for an aluminum topper that has the side swinging windows, the one on the back, and it's really not much different than your fancy ones you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on. Next step for this, building a sleeping platform. We'll see how that goes. I want to try and do some lighting in here. I got to have a space up in the front for some extra batteries, a power station. Overall, I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Can you tell it was painted with a rattle can? 100% you can tell. I'm not even going to try to fake that. You can see it when it's in the sun. You can see the lines and the streaks. It was windy when I painted. I don't care. It turned out way better than I expected it to. I'm super happy with it. If you have any questions on it, leave them below. I'll be sure to answer. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around this far. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to. I'm not going to twist your arm. If you like the video, cool. Give it one of these. If you didn't, I mean, I'd prefer you not give it one of these, but they have that option, so that's up to you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.